American Express is one of the best credit card issuers on the planet. The 0% cards, the travel rewards, the membership rewards point system, the charge cards with no preset spending limit. Listen, there's a reason people in the credit and funding world want to be in that ecosystem. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Amex is also the most unforgiving issuer out there, hands down. They don't give second chances and they hold grudges. And they even have an internal team whose only job is to monitor suspicious activity on your account. That's why we've had dozens of clients who have made the mistakes that I'm going to tell you about in this video, and they went straight to Amex jail. Any of these mistakes can trigger a financial review, where Amex can slash your credit limits, request income docs from you, close your accounts, or even blacklist you. Welcome back to the Credit with Colin channel, where we talk about how to leverage credit and get maximum business funding. I'm an 8-year United States Marine Corps veteran who runs a credit repair and business funding company with 20 plus employees. And last month alone, we funded $4.2 million in approvals for our clients. Links to work with my team to fix your credit or get 100K plus in funding are in the pinned comment and description below. Let's get into it. Mistake number one is going to be credit card churning. Credit card churning is the fastest way to get on Amex radar before you even get started. So what is churning? It's where you open a card, you grab the sign-up bonus, you cancel the card, then try to open it again to try and get that bonus a second time. People used to do this all day long, but this no longer works. Now, there's a right way to do this and a wrong way to do this. I personally have almost 9 million American Express membership rewards points, and I get 4 times points up to 150K in ad spend on my Amex Business Gold Card. Well, you can actually close this card quarterly, reopen it, and you can get that 4 times multiplier again. But what you can't get again is the sign up bonus. So the rule of thumb, you can churn for multipliers, but not sign up bonuses. Amex is a hawk and they watch this closely. So just keep in mind, Amex has a 1 sign up bonus per product rule. That means you get 1 shot at each card's bonus for life. If you grab the gold card bonus, cancel it, reapply for a gold card thinking you're going to get the bonus again, it's not happening and you're burning your shot with Amex as well. And on top of that, if they see a pattern of opening, closing cards, you're going to get flagged and the financial review team is going to start watching you. The algorithm's starting to track you. And now every move you make is on Amex's radar. It is not worth it. 1 sign up bonus is not worth losing your entire Amex relationship. Mistake number 2 is high spend right out the gates. Putting high spend on your Amex card right away can get your card slashed on the limits or even closed. This is one that our clients fall for all the time, even though we warn them, and it's going to get you too if you're not careful. Now, what happens is our clients get like a 25K card and they max it out or even try to liquidate the entire balance the first week. It triggers a financial review or the card gets shut down. This is one of the quickest ways to trigger the algorithm. You become a credit risk in the system, and the credit risk triggers a manual review. So here's what you do instead. The rule of thumb is for the first 30 days, do not use more than 40% of the credit limit. Mistake number 3 is buying high-risk items in high amounts, right? They can see the merchant code and who you're purchasing or doing business with, so be careful what you spend on in the very first few months. We had a client who had a 15K limit, 0% APR on his Amex Blue business card, and he tried to manufacture spend the sign-up bonus, and this is a very common, terrible thing a lot of people were doing a couple years ago. They would go to a jewelry store, purchase a 15K necklace, and they would return it a few days later, but try to get the cash returned to their debit card, saying that they lost the credit card, just so they could get the sign-up bonuses. Super sketchy, awful thing. I never recommend doing anything unethical like that. There's better ways, like running a real business, to create spend. Well, after making that big purchase, once he paid down the card, a financial review triggered and his limits were slashed to just 2K. And just like that, he didn't even have the card for a month. Which brings us to mistake number 4, manufactured spending on your Amex cards. If you don't know what this is, a lot of people would purchase gift cards or money orders or money equivalent things like prepaid debit cards with their credit card to try to rack up points without actually having to spend money on real purchases. And then they would cycle that money back to pay off the cards, but get to pocket the rewards. But here's the problem. Amex, Navy Fed, most major credit card issuers, they can see exactly what you're spending on. They see the merchant code, they see the third-party transactions and cash equivalent transactions. And if you think you're going to go to the grocery store and buy all of these gift cards and get all your Amex points, you're wrong. They're going to catch you. And when they do, you're going to get hit with a manual review. And 3 things can happen. They can slash your limits, they can blacklist you, or they could just close the card. And here's the thing about Amex Blacklist. If you're ever blacklisted from American Express, you can never get back in. Ever. So is it worth a couple thousand points to permanently lose access to the entire Amex ecosystem? Not even close. If the spend isn't organic, don't put it on the card, period. Mistake number 5 is invoicing yourself with your merchant account. One thing a lot of people do is they try to liquidate by themselves. They hear that liquidation costs 6%, so they think they're slick and they try to liquidate their own PayPal accounts. Oh my goodness gracious, man. This is a nuclear option for getting yourself destroyed with Amex. They try to create an invoice through PayPal and they pay it themselves with their Amex thinking they're going to pull the cash off of it. But you don't realize that this is going to trigger a review. Amex can see that you're charging to your own account. And what happens is they're going to shut down your card. Your merchant account might get shut down because they'll contact them, and you're going to get blacklisted by American Express. And now your digital footprint is going to be flagged with other merchant processors as well, and that's going to follow you. So overall, terrible decision. Just pay the extra money to liquidate or use a friend's processor instead, right? Otherwise, you're going to get shut down. You're going to ruin your Amex relationship. Mistake number 6 is lying on your credit card application with American Express. Now, I hate that I even have to say this, but I do because people do this all the time. And here's what you need to know. American Express is not the one, right? Anything over 120K in stated income on an Amex application can trigger a manual review. And it's been known to do that. So if you put down 150K, right, and for anything changes in your credit profile where they want to do a manual review, they're likely going to ask for income docs. They have systems in place that cross-reference your stated income against your credit behavior on your credit card accounts. And so if the numbers don't add up, you could get financial reviewed. Now, Amex constantly soft pulls your credit every week or two, and they're looking for these red flags. And this is only going to get worse with AI. Their algorithms are getting smarter. The verification layers are getting deeper too. So the margin for inconsistency is shrinking every single year. So do not put yourself in a position where you have to defend the numbers you made up on the phone. Be accurate, be honest. If your income's 65K, put 65K. It's not a bad income at all. You'll still get approved for strong products. You'll still get good limits as well. And best of all, you're not going to be on the phone trying to explain why your tax return or pay stub doesn't match your application. Manual reviews absolutely suck. Trust me, you don't want to deal with them, but we're going to tell you how here in a bit. Mistake number 7, unnecessary credit limit increases. If you do not actually need a credit limit increase, right, for a purchase, an investment, etc., don't do it. The internal number that a lot of people don't talk about is about 35K in total credit card limits. Not your charge card, your platinum, your gold, right? Credit cards specifically have been known to trigger a manual review if you're getting your limits increased about 35,000. So if you have a 25K card, let's say, and a 5K card, you're sitting at $30,000 total in limits. You can call up and ask for another 10, but now you're going to put yourself above that 35,000 threshold and you're in the danger zone for undergoing a manual review. So ask yourself, do you really need this extra limit? Can you prove everything on your income with a manual review? If not, if it's not a 0% card, don't even consider doing this. It just doesn't make sense, right? So the smarter play would be if you want to consolidate your limits instead of increasing them. Call Amex and reallocate your credit Amex limits. They even allow you to allocate your personal limits to the business. So if you have a 25K card and a 5K card, you could have them move 5K to the 25K card, right? And then close the smaller one. Now you just have one 35K card. You're below that threshold, right? Where you could undergo a financial review. Now, remember, on the personal side, closing cards affects your credit score, right? It could affect your average age. Now, on the business side, that doesn't really matter. So be strategic about which ones you're going to consolidate and whether or not you're going to close it. But the point overall is don't ask for any credit that you don't need. Every unnecessary request is a potential review. Mistake number 8, it's pretty obvious, but it's paying late, right? Set up auto pay. We tell this to all our clients all the time because missing a single payment, they can get rid of your 0% on your brand new card. And this hurts me so much because we tell our clients this all the time and they still don't do it. And then they say, hey, Amex took my 0% away, or Elan Financial took my 0% away because I was late. One late payment on your Amex card, you're going to have that on your credit for 7 years, right? Your score is going to drop and your relationship with Amex is going to hurt too. So do not be late. Set up auto pay. You do not want to deal with this. Late payments are one of the hardest things to remove from your credit report. They have undeniable proof that you were late through their online portal when your payment actually came through. Utilization, you can fix that, right? Age, you can fix that. You could add AUs. Late payments is one of the most stubborn things that locks people out of funding for months. So do not get a late payment. They don't just hurt your score, they hurt your relationship with Amex directly. You're going to pay higher fees, you're going to get lower limits, they're going to slash your limits, and you're just going to get worse treatment across the board with American Express. So put on auto pay for every single card, minimum payment at least. It takes one careless month, one time where life gets busy and you forget to create a problem that you're going to have to deal with for 7 years. So do not let it happen, set it and forget it. Mistake number 9, ignoring a manual review. If you get a manual review, I get it. You get that email and you're like, holy crap, this is happening. You just don't want to deal with it. You think that maybe it's just going to go away if you leave it alone. It will not. It will get worse, way worse. When Amex initiates a financial review, they're asking you to verify your income, your spending, your business, whatever triggered the review. And if you do not respond, they're not just going to move on. In fact, it's about the worst thing you can do. They're going to assume the worst. They'll freeze your account, slash your limits, or just shut you down and blacklist you entirely. Now, listen, even if your income is less or your bank statements don't match up with what you put on the apps, just submit it. Our clients do this all the time, and sometimes their limits don't get slashed and everything is completely fine. So remember, the whole point of this video is to help you avoid getting a manual review and getting thrown in Amex jail. That's why we covered warming up your card for 30 days, keeping your limits below 35K, don't manufactured spend, be honest on your application, avoid those high-risk purchases, all those things so you could avoid financial review. But if it does happen, just participate, send whatever they ask, answer the questions, just cooperate. It's better than nothing, trust me. And mistake number 10, destroying your Amex relationship. And this is a big one because, guys, American Express is one of the best out there. Do not screw up your relationship with them, right? They do not give second chances. Amex is one of the worst grudge holders in the entire credit card industry. If you get blacklisted, you're pretty much done. If you default on a balance, they remember. We have people who have balances from 1990 that they blacklisted on and they can't get approved today. Right. And some people say, oh, but there's a second chance program and you can pay a settlement and you can come back. Sometimes they do allow that, but sometimes they don't. It's not guaranteed. Right. So even if you do get back in, you're paying what you owe them, right? You're going to have to settle. They're not just going to let you in for nothing. So you're going to have to pay a lot of money anyway. So here's my advice. Before you ever cancel an Amex card, do 3 things. One, make sure your points are taken care of. If you cancel a card and you had points on it and you don't have another card in their ecosystem, you lose all the points. So move them to another product or transfer them to a different airline partner or hotel program like Marriott, Hilton, etc. Get them out of the ecosystem. Number 2, always call for retention. Tell them how much money you've spent with them. Ask them if there's any retention offers, statement credits, or if they'll waive your annual fee. Sometimes there's massive offers, sometimes there's nothing, but at least give a call and see if you're not leaving any money on the table, right? And number 3, again, reallocate your credit line limits before you close the card. You don't want to lose a 35K limit. We've seen people close 35K personal Amex cards. We could have moved that limit to the business cards at 0% interest, right? So Amex is a very, very valuable relationship. Treat it like one. All right, guys, let's run it back for your recap. 10 deadly mistakes that will put you in Amex jail. Number 1, credit card churning. Just don't do it. One bonus per product for life. Number 2, high spend right out the gate. Warm up the card for 30 days. Don't use more than 40%. Number 3, high risk purchases like jewelry, none of that stuff for the first month. Number 4, manufactured spending. They see everything, it's not worth it. Get it the right way. Number 5, invoicing yourself, liquidating yourself, nuclear option. Don't do it. Use a friend, use a liquidator. Number 6, lying on your application about 120K and above income can trigger reviews. Number 7, unnecessary credit limit increases. Stay below 35K. Number 8, late payments. Stay in your report for 7 years. Put it on auto pay. Number 9, ignoring a manual review. Just participate or it's going to get worse. And number 10, destroying your relationship with Amex. They don't forgive and they don't forget. Now look, American Express is incredible when you play the game right. 0% cards, membership rewards points, charge cards with no limits. There's really no other ecosystem better than maybe Chase, right? And we get our clients approved for $25,000 to $50,000 plus at 0% with Amex all the time. So links to work with my team to fix your credit or get you 100K plus in funding is in the pinned comment and description below. Don't be a mouth breather, guys. Like, subscribe, comment some emojis down below, show some support, or ask me anything about credit in the comments below. I answer every single comment personally. As always, guys, Credit with Colin. I'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.